such a good bread. It's nice and fluffy. You can eat it with anything, basically. Hi guys, my name is Darwin Castillo, head baker of Braided Bakery, New York City. We're gonna show you how to do challah bread. Challah bread is a traditional Jewish bread. We're gonna start by adding our water in the mixing bowl. We're gonna continue by adding the oil. The reason I'm adding all the liquids at the beginning is because I want to avoid all of the dough sticking on the bowl. We're gonna add our fresh eggs. Do that over, right?
It's all fine.
I dropped it in the bowl.
That's okay.
That's fine? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're gonna add our fresh yeast, a combination of bread flour and all-purpose flour. Just don't pour everything at once because you're gonna make a mess. Sugar, salt, close this. We're gonna start at a very low speed because we don't want all of the flour to blow up. So now we are starting to activate the yeast. The yeast needs all the starch and sugars from the dough. So it will start adding some enzymes. If the flour is sticking to the bowl, stop it. So we're gonna just scrape this down, just to give it a hand. Let's continue. I mix this dough for approximately 7 to 10 minutes. You start at low speed and then just go a little faster. Speed it up. See how it's all coming together? Okay, we're gonna stop it. You see how the dough is coming out? Because it's a very hard dough. You will have to finish it up by kneading it on the table. Kneading spot. So we're just gonna give it a hand. I just kind of developed better gluten by finishing it up by hand. This is very enriched, completely different than other sourdoughs. I love doing this. This is what I do every day at Braided Bakery. We do thousands and thousands of challahs weekly. At Braided Bakery, I don't do it by hand because it's big amounts. This is a traditional Jewish bread, so they usually eat it on Fridays for dinner because Shabbat is on Saturdays. But honestly, challah is a thing you can eat every day. I eat it every day. I'm not Jewish and I eat it all the time because it's so good. A day-old challah is the best to do French toast, really. Yeah, you get some really nice French toast out of challah. You want to give it also some strength because if the dough is too weak, your bread will not rise as well. But you don't want also the window pan. We are not looking for that. You just want a nice mixed dough, like, see, you can see there. Now it's nice, we can just let it rest. So we're gonna wrap our challah dough to avoid any air circulation because we don't want our dough to get dry, nice and tight. We're gonna let it rest at room temperature for about an hour and then we're gonna divide it, pre-shape it, and do the final shape. So it's been an hour. We're gonna start by first, your surface needs to be nice and clean. For this dough, you don't need any flour at all because if you use flour, it will create some holes in the dough and we don't want that. So let's unwrap it. So we're gonna divide these into 4 portions. Do you have a scale? No, I don't need a scale, I'm kidding. I just do it by hand. Okay, let's divide it in half. The reason of letting it rest also is because it's just gonna be easier for you to shape it. You could shape it right away, but it's just better to give it some time so the dough gets some elasticity. Yes, so half. Okay, we're gonna do this and this for regular challah. This is for the festive. So we're gonna divide this into halves again. But also when you divide the dough, you don't wanna add so many little chunks of dough because then it's gonna be harder for you to do the final shape. In this, we're gonna do some round festive challah. So we're gonna divide this into 3 parts. To do the pre-shape, you just kind of flatten the dough a little bit, fold it in with your tips, then just close it there. And don't worry if the doughs are not even. This is not a problem, because at the end of the final shape, it will look just right. Now we're gonna do the 3 strands challah, which is the festive. It's very important to fold this well, because if you leave like air bubbles in there, it's not gonna be good at the end of the bake. You're gonna see some holes in the bread. When you do this, just take your time and degass it nicely. It may look pretty simple the way I'm doing it, but I'm degassing it very well. So it's been 5 minutes, 7 minutes so far. So we're gonna start doing the final shape. So again, you're gonna do the same step you did when you did the pre-shape. So you're gonna fold it one more time with the tips of your fingers. And then you're gonna do the final one here. So you're gonna seal the dough with the palm of your hand. You're gonna roll it over, like roll it. You want the dough to be nice and even in the center, and then just, as you roll it, make it a little pointed. so it's easier for you to do the nice shape. And if you see these spots like this, don't worry about it. It's not gonna make a difference at the end of the baking. So we have our dough ready to the final shape. So now I don't braid the same way other people would braid. So I braid towards this way. I don't braid like other people, like this way. Let's just make sure they are the same length. So we place one on the bottom, the other one in the center. I'm gonna take you right to the left, left to the right, right hand bottom, up, left hand top, down, and then you repeat the same process over and over. Right, left, left, right, and then you just continue the same process. You do the same process over and over. Here, when you get to this point here, you just pinch the 3, and with the last one, you just go over. So you don't see any of the tips. It looks like, I don't know, it looks so perfect.
Looks like it came that way.
I tried to braid my daughter's hair once, but it was just too little to me, yeah. Yeah, I'm a good braider. I can do 2 braids, I can do 3 braids, I can do 4, I can do 5. You can do as many braids as you want. All about practicing and getting it right. Okay, so now we're gonna do the festive challah. So the same thing you did with the regular challah, you just fold it in, make sure it's nice and tight. Just roll it a little bit and make it nice and pointed. Make sure you don't roll this too long because otherwise you're gonna have a very long braid. You don't wanna have a very big hole in the center also because otherwise it will collapse. So it's very important to have the right length. So just a little shorter than the other ones. You need to put some good pressure on it. Okay, let's set 3 aside. Let's start the first one. You could just start it this way, like stick 3 of them together. Or you can either do what I do. So you take left, right, the last one in the center. This will not move here. This will hold all of my braids. So this is like a lock in there. I'm gonna take it to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's my secret. 12 braids, so you don't get a too big hole in the center. You're gonna kind of just cross them over. You take this here, these 2 here. It's just like hugging each other. You press it down, flip it over, just bring it in like that, and this beauty comes out. To avoid them from sticking to each other, you're gonna do like sideways. You're gonna put one on this side, on the other side. You need to make sure you leave enough space for the dough to proof, because otherwise it will stick on the trays. Regular challah. Now they're ready to go in the proofer. If you don't wanna bake them the same day, you can always just put them in the fridge overnight. You can even freeze them. This dough will last in the freezer for a few days, even weeks. From the fridge, you're gonna have to let it rest for a little longer than usual, but it's normally 2 hours. As you can see, I did some earlier today and I proofed them before. This is how they should look right before the oven. Like, you see the difference. It doesn't need to go like all the way like that. You don't need to wait for it, but if it's this way, it's better. You're gonna get a nice and fluffy bread. For your egg wash, you will need, I normally do 1-1, so I do 1 whole egg and 1 yolk. So you get a nice shiny color on it. You're gonna take a brush, and as you can see, this is nice proof, so you're gonna need to be very gentle when you brush it, because otherwise it will deflate, and we don't want that. So we're gonna start washing it. Go in each corner. You're gonna take enough. Don't be cheap, just add enough so it's nice and shiny at the end of the baking. We call these regular challahs. You can either do it plain, you can always add seeds. We normally do a Breast Bakery poppy challah and sesame regular challahs, also plain. And you can add any seeds you like, really. I didn't perfect this yet. I'm still learning. Yes, so I'm learning every day. Like every day I'm trying something new. Usually it comes out good. So this is already nice and egg washed. So we're gonna add some seeds. We have sesame seeds, we have flax seeds, poppy seeds, nigella, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. I like to start with the cleaner ones. So I start with the sesame. Have a little bit in your hands. You're gonna do 6 seeds, so you need to make sure you divide well the spaces so you don't get too much of this or too little of that. We're gonna do the flax next to it. In order to avoid dropping too many seeds on the tray, you always want to keep your hand below it. So all the seeds that fall here, you should stick them back on the bread. So now we're gonna do the poppy next to the flax. I'm gonna do Nigella next to the sesame. Let's do sunflower next to the puppy. After this is the order I use at Bruce Bakery. At home you can do any order you want. I just don't like to put the two dark ones together so I can balance the color on the bread. This is the good thing about challah dough. You can do anything. You can do a million things with it. So like we have apple challah for Rosh Hashanah, for example. Sometimes I do like garlic scapes challah with smoked cheese, which is great. Like you can add pretty much anything. If you see some seeds around the bread, like on the tray, you can just stick them to the bread so you don't waste anything. These are all ready to go in the oven. We're gonna preheat our oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit and bake them for approximately 25 to 30 minutes. I steam these at the bakery. If you don't have, of course, you don't have a steamer at home, you can just place a pot with some hot water in it, boiling water, so it gives some moist, because you don't want the bread to get dry. All right, so it's been 25 minutes. Let's check these babies. They look pretty good. Let's take them out. All right. So let's just let them cool down a little bit before we rip them. You can eat them right away, but it's better to wait. They taste better. So these are cool enough. So whenever you eat challah, you don't slice them. No one slices challah. So all you do is take it and rip it. See? You can eat it just plain. You can eat it with any dippings, honey, extra butter, tahini, anything you want. You can eat it pretty much with anything. I can eat this all day. It's so fluffy. It's sweet, but not sweet. It's just great. It's just a nice combination. Want some? For the recipe, click on the link below. If you don't want to make it at home, just come and visit us in New York City. We have 2 locations, so we wait for you. Come and give us a visit. You can eat the whole thing.